Welcome. In this video, I would like to talk about the 4 golden rules of beekeeping, and there's probably 100,000 other videos that talk about this also out on YouTube at this point. I don't know. These are what I do to keep the bees alive and healthy as I humanly can. Welcome. I'm John with the Primal Handyman channel. Today is May the 11th, 2024. It's a beautiful day here in southwestern Missouri in the Ozarks. Low 60s, a little bit on the humid side. Light breeze blowing and the wind is nice. During this week, we've had a lot of rainy, cool weather, as we always do in the Ozarks. It keeps the bees confined inside. So, as a beekeeper, your main responsibility is to make sure the bees have a dry cavity to live in, or a box or a hive, whatever you want to call it. Good quality box of some sort for them to live in. At this point, the bees have been doing really well for me. I'm very happy. We went from 6 to 17. Not all 17 have a laying queen. Some have cells. Some have, obviously, their virgin queen took off and didn't come back for whatever reason, got lost, got killed, got caught in some bad weather. As we had hail earlier in the week, it kind of beat up my pickups a little bit. It was quite an event. Strong winds and hail. You know, no tornado, so I was happy. I'll take a little hail damage. That's just life. Just move on. Anyway, the second thing is, when it's like that, the bees need, you have, as a beekeeper, it's your responsibility, as far as I'm concerned, to make sure they're well fed. That means if they need a jar of syrup, give them a jar of syrup. Keep them going. If they need a pollen patty, give them a pollen patty. Keep them alive till they can get out and forage. We do have some blooms going on, but when the bees are confined and can't go fly, they need a little help. Give them a little help. You're not making welfare bees. I promise you, when it's time, when the flow's going full speed ahead and they're bringing in nectar and making honey, they forget all about that syrup you give them. They will just ignore it. You'll have to just take it out, put it in a plastic container, throw it in the freezer, and then feed it back in the fall when they'll take it again after the flow ends. After I get done making sure they have a warm, dry box to live in, the bees obviously keep it warm by using the stores that either they brought in or you give them. So that's the two most important things. The third thing that I really worry about in this area a lot is the black bears. We have black bears. So as you've seen the hives, I call a woodenware a hive. The colony is the living organism that lives inside it. The ratchet straps I keep on every single box, and that's a lot of trouble to ratchet strap every box, especially when you have 17 of them. To unratchet strap, look through the box, put it back on. Everything considered, it's just another little step you have to do in caring for the bees. But I have electric fence that goes around the bee yard here as its first line of defense against a bear attack. So hopefully between the electric fence and the ratchet straps, if the bear did get in, at least the ratchet straps will keep the boxes together, hopefully. You know, bears are pretty strong. I don't know. I've never had that happen. After you get done with enough woodenware, which is a challenge to build that much, all the woodenware out here that's in the yard right now, except for one lid and one bottom, I've built. And I do have one commercial box. It's just not out here right now. It's over in the storage. And that took a lot of time to build, paint. You know, everything considered, it's a lot of work. The last step is to make sure that there's no brood diseases, European or American foul brood, and there's no varroa mites to any extent in the hives. Luckily, out here where I live, the colonies are pretty remote from other colonies. So if I last year I got the mites under control real good, and hopefully they'll stay under control. I've looked at the drones, they don't have any. I've looked at some worker bees, they don't seem to have any. As a newer beekeeper, I really don't try to grab the queens because I'm scared I'll hurt one. If I needed to catch a queen, I don't have a problem. I've picked up queens before. When I had some swarms last summer that I just didn't want to, I did not want the bees to swarm. I squished the queen, and after I caught the swarm, I dug through there, found the queen, squished her, and the rest of the bees went right back to where they belong because they didn't have a queen anymore. And that seemed to work as far as I could tell last year. And they were very small swarms, not really worth messing with. And two of those colonies turned out to be really strong with the new queens that the bees produced. So it was kind of like requeening. I'm John with the Primal Handyman channel. If you stuck with me to the end, thank you so much. Happy beekeeping, and enjoy your spring weekend wherever you are. It's a beautiful time to be out in the bee yard.